Welcome to Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports, and I'm joined today by the head coach of the Alabama volleyball team, Ed Allen. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You bet, Chris.
Coach, you had a pretty big week. Only one game this week. You had Kentucky. Kentucky came in 17-8 overall, 11-4 in the SEC. You guys came away with a big win against them, didn't you?
We did. Played very well, and Laura Steiner in particular, who led us in kills, played exceptionally well. Her best match probably of the year, but probably the biggest win, Chris, for us in the year and a half that we've been here, really. A great win at home against a very good team in the league that's as good as really any team in the league on a given night.
Coach, the Wildcats were actually receiving votes in the coaches poll. You came away with a 3-1 victory. Just talk about how did you guys do that there at home against the Wildcats? Well,
just a much better defensive effort than what we've seen probably over the course of the last 7 or 8 matches. Actually held a team to a reasonable hitting percentage, and then played exceptionally well early in the match, which I think our kids gained some confidence from. And then, as we mentioned earlier, just an outstanding performance from Laura Steiner, and Kayla Fitterer played, I think, a better defensive match, maybe one of her better defensive matches since we've been here as well. So I think those things all contributed to the victory.
Coach, talking about defense, you won a closely contested first set. Kentucky won the second. What did you tell your team in the locker room for them to come out and really step it up defensively?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that we really did anything any different. Talked about some of the things that their hitters were doing and what we expected to do defensively. But the energy was there from start to finish, which we haven't had in some of the more competitive matches. I think our kids did a great job of trying not to decide whether or not we had a chance to win before we began playing the match, and then again, as I said, play probably as well as they've played all year.
Coach, as you said this is your biggest win since you've been here. What does it say for this program as you continue to rebuild that you're starting to see wins like this towards the end of your second season? Well,
Chris, we've been close all year in some other matches that clearly would have put us even in much better position in the league. But we're playing 4 freshmen, and that's tough on those kids and tough on us because they're up and down periodically. But there's no one in the league that's gaining more experience than us right now, and it bodes, I think, favorably as we look towards next season and ultimately in future seasons. So, it's not easy going through some of those things and the learning pains of playing youth, but it's going to pay huge dividends for us because all 4 of those kids are going to be tremendous players in the SEC.
And Coach, as you mentioned earlier, Laura Steiner had a great game. She stepped up against Kentucky, had 20 kills, a career high, and she was named SEC Freshman of the Week. Just kind of talk about her progression and how big was it for her to step up and have her best game maybe against Kentucky right there to get the biggest win?
I think first, Chris, she's just a phenomenal person. Really is a great teammate, brings a lot of energy to the team, terrific student. I think just the role model kind of kid that we want in the program. And then she comes in and works hard every day, really pays attention to what's going on the floor and watches other players maybe as well as any player that we have on the other team. And so it's been fun watching her development. She's very concerned with it. She's willing to play. I mean, we've played her on the right side, on the left side. She's willing to plug in and play anywhere. And she's going to be one of those kids that really helps us over the next 4 years simply because she is versatile.
Coach, you only had 1 game last week. This week you've got 2 coming up. You host South Carolina on Friday night. Then you wrap up the home schedule against Auburn on Sunday. And later in the week, we'll have a preview of these matches. But for now, I think you're pretty content with that win over Kentucky right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm excited about the weekend. I think 2 matches that we expect to compete favorably in and put us on a roll.
Well, thank you, Coach. And again, we'll have a preview of those 2 games later in the week. But for now, for head coach Ed Allen, I'm Chris England for Crimson Tide Connection.